Hi, I'm Mayor Tim Balderman, and I'd like to welcome you to this edition of Community Business Spotlight. Joining me today is Ann from Family Back Stories. Ann, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Mayor Balderman.
Absolutely. Family Back Stories. Tell me a little bit about the business.
Family Back Stories it's me writing your life stories, slice of life stories.
Sure. Now, that in itself seems very, very interesting. Talk to me about the services that you provide. How would this transpire? How would it work?
How would it work? I use my 30 years of journalism. I come in and do a very extensive interview. Doesn't make a difference how old you are. Elderly people, young people, about 3.5 hours. I get to know who you are. And then I write a story that reflects that personality in first-person narrative. It is your short story. It is not just a transcription of notes. I walk in your shoes for just a little while to preserve those memories.
All right, so what you're doing is you're giving someone an opportunity to pass on a little bit of their life that perhaps their children or grandchildren, or even maybe their thoughts for their mother, their grandparents,
Sure,
that they may not know, right?
Absolutely. I ask people, my question is, what would you like to have known about your grandparent? Things they didn't know. I said, well, here's your opportunity. Let your children know.
That's wonderful. Unfortunately, a few years back, my grandmother had passed away, and I did have an opportunity to talk to her. She lived through the Depression
Sure.
and World War II and everything else, but I'm sorry that I don't have it to memory or in some written form where I can pass it along to my kids as well. So, have you had a lot of people figuring out that this is really a great idea?
Well, a lot of them do. A lot of them tend to put it off too long. But let me tell you, you can still write about them and honor them even though they're gone.
Okay, tell me about that.
I wrote a story about my dad. He died when I was 10. I know that story. I know what happened. My mother told it. My uncles told it. So I wrote a piece to honor him. And actually, I learned quite a bit about him, doing some research and looking at him for the very first time from an adult perspective. I gained a lot of information, and it was really quite a cathartic experience. It was a great experience. So you can do it in the aftermath.
Oh, that's great. And really, I would think that parents don't always have an opportunity, nor is it always appropriate to explain every reason why they're doing what they're doing with their kids.
Right.
And then when you get older, even if you have a good relationship with your parents or grandparents, it's not always detailed and in fact-based. It's just a good relationship. So this will give you a great opportunity to kind of tell who you are and why.
Well, it's true. And being from the objective party, people will tell me more things than their own children would. They would get answers from their own children.
I believe that. Now, so what have you found as you've done some of these stories? How has it been for the people that are giving you the information?
Well, actually, for the very first time, because as a journalist, I never saw people reading those stories. But now I'm meeting with them, and I've watched them cry, and they've teared up and said, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm sitting right here with my dad. I didn't know that about him. So it's been healing. It's filled with a lot of love and compassion. So it's been great. I haven't had anybody yet who hasn't just loved it.
Sure, and 3.5 hours is not a whole lot of time to spend in order to pass on some sort of legacy, information, whatever your motivation is for having it done. I mean, that's really not a whole lot of time.
It isn't, but that's the expertise, and I
Sure.
also offer video memoirs. Okay,
Oh,
so
tell me about
for
that a
different
little bit.
people like different mediums.
Okay.
So I have a team come in. They do, the story is usually a little different, and they add still life photos and music and their various pieces of memorabilia. Incredibly sweet. So that's a whole other medium, but we offer both.
Yeah. For whatever other person's choice is. I would imagine that this would be a great gift for birthday, Mother's Day, Grandparents' Day, whatever it is to pass this on. I mean, it's good at any time, but certainly it makes a very unique and personal gift, I would imagine, too.
Absolutely, Mayor. I tell people it's much better than a $300 Visa gift card.
Sure.
Let's get personal. And I find the adult children are usually the ones hiring me to talk to their parents, but it's not just children. I'd love to do newlywed stories. Let me find out how you were, and let me put that together for you. A lot of people think they can write, and then they sit down and they discover that they can't.
Right.
And that's okay, because I'm not a plumber and I'm not an accountant. I can't do that job. This, let me do. It's a gift. Let me give it to you.
I think it's exciting. How would people get a hold of you if they were interested in having this done?
Well, they can go to familybackstories.com. I live in New Lenox, so I'm local. I certainly travel in and around all of the Chicago region, a little into Indiana, even down to Springfield if you have clients.
Sure.
I come to you. I spend some time. I listen to you. I'm paying attention.
Yeah, and I've looked at a couple of the books. You've got some great pictures in here, some old pictures that maybe this person's family may have never even seen. And now they have it in book form, and it's relative to some story that's taken place here.
That's a good point, Mary, and I forgot to bring that out. Of course, in the books, I will add all your old photos, what you have, and a lot of them come out really well. Even if you think the photo's not bad, it's amazing how well they can come out if you go to the right place. They'll
Sure.
take care of it, and they look very nice.
All right, familybackstories.com.
Right.
All right, anything else you'd like to add?
I do teach memoir writing workshops.
Okay.
I'll be at Joliet Junior College this fall. I do a lot of workshops at libraries, some at park districts. I do a lot of speaking, just giving people a taste of memoir writing, how to organize it. So I look forward to seeing people, and I'm excited, and I think it is a creative idea.
I really do too. I think it's very unique. I think it's a wonderful idea. And like you said, it's not hiring someone to spend months with to write your whole, biography.
Right.
It's just a matter of sitting down for a few hours, and boy, you get an awful lot out of it.
I help them identify their slice of life stories. Exactly.
That's a great way to put it. Well, Ann, good luck.
Thank you very much,
Wish you
Mayor
the very
Balderman.
best. I think it's a wonderful concept here.
Thank you very much.
You've got it. And I'd like to thank all of you for watching this edition of Community Business Spotlight.